the 8th chapter within this tutorial done. And continuing on, we have the number 9 tutorial. So let's have a look at what that one involves. So this is looking at a viewpoint. Viewpoints are quite important because imagine if you are rendering some kind of heads-up display within a computer game. You want to use viewpoints or something similar in order to control the different facets that you're interested in. So let's have a quick look at how this would work in nim. So I think the example that they use is actually quite straightforward. So let's have a look here. If you run it, there we go. We have a viewpoint. They just split the screen in half here. So they have 1, 2, and 3 bits where they've just stretched the image over each of the different viewports. So let's just close this and let's go up. Let's touch. Hang on. What did I call the original file? Viewports. So we're going to call it. Let's just call it view.nim, and let's have a go at what this would look like. Number 9 view.nim. Again, we're just going to copy what we've done before. This is a template, a starting point. We don't want to retype everything. And let's have a look at the source code. Okay, so let's go again, top to bottom. We have the screen width and screen height. These are constant. We have the window renderer, and now we have the texture. And this is a texture pointer. Right, and we have a load texture procedure that we need. I think that will be different. I might need to look at an older version. Let's see how this is initialized. Maybe I'm going to hide the minimap. Whoops. Okay, so let's see how this is initialized. Again, they use the hint, which we have. They create a window, and then they create the renderer. Then they set the render draw color, which I've done here. Set the flags and load the PNG loading. Okay, so that's the same. Let's go to close. We go destroy texture, destroy renderer, destroy window, and quit. So that's fairly straightforward. And then off the back of this, I just jump straight to the main, which obviously is not true anymore. So let's go and have a look at the texture file that we had, and we're just going to copy the texture and load media. Okay, so let's have a look at load media first. So load media loads texture, called something called viewport. And the next thing we want to do is we want to actually run the load texture. So let's have a look at what load texture looks like. Should be fairly more or less the same, right? So we have load surface, there's a surface pointer which runs load on the path. And then we call it the free on the load surface. The load media, right? So load media just loads that, so that does nothing as well. So the most important thing is to look at the main function. So the main function, there's a lot going on here, right? So let's have a look. Okay, so the first thing is we initialize, then we load media. I don't know what's going on with my formatting, right? Oh. What's going on here? Previous declaration. Okay, they're the same. So we load the media, and then we go through the game loop. The first thing we want to do is we want to create a white screen. So I'm going to make this I want to do clear, and now we need to handle the viewports. So let's have a look at how we can do that. I'm going to delete top left corner viewpoint. Right, so let's just call this the same way. No point overthinking this. .c screen height on 2.c int as well. So I'm just copying lines 191 to 194, and then we need to set viewport. And that will be G renderer and the top left viewport. The next thing we want to do is we want to set this to screen. Nil and nil. And then we do the same thing for the top right viewport. So this is more or less the same, so I'm just going to copy this and change the wording to top right. And this becomes screen width onto and then we do the bottom viewport. That's pretty much the same as well, so let's just copy this, bottom viewport. We start from the left hand corner, and then we go halfway down the screen. That's what this is. Height on 2. And we want to go the full width, not just half. And we want to set this viewport. And we want to render. Okay, and that should be it. We should have success. Let's see what happens. Nim. Okay, so we tried, and there's a problem. Let's try to resolve this problem. So the problem was with our bottom viewport. So what have I done wrong? So I've set that to 0. I've set the corresponding y value to be height over 2. Set the width to be the full width, and then height over 3. Okay. Top right, it's width onto 0. On 2, and then height on 2. Must be because the bottom viewport. Probably need to figure out what's going on. I did get it working previously. So, oh, of course, it's because I just did not set it to the bottom viewport. So now if I rerun this, it should work now. It's a copy and pasting issue. So there we go. This works as expected, and I'm going to call this by the right tutorial number, which is number 9. And then rerun. Okay, there we go, tutorial 9. So there we have it. That's what tutorial 9 with changing the viewports is. And let's end it here for now. And then we'll have a quick look at tutorial 10.